stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. Hello. And do some sharing here. Happy Sunday. I'm at 88.7% better. Trying to think back of, I'm like, have I had a cold that's held on this long? And then I remembered, when was it, like 94? It was like 1994. The Pope decided to have a here in Colorado. It was a world teen thing, and teenagers from all over the world came to Colorado to celebrate with the Pope. And they left a very nasty disease. Thanks, Pope. That was great. I was sick for 3 months. I was coughing for 3 months because the Pope wanted to have an event in Colorado. I was the sickest I've ever been. It was worse than Corona. Yeah, Corona was nothing compared to that. Anyway, hello. Good morning. We're going to talk about the spiritual experience today. Yes, I'll be reading out of the big book. But you know me, I always like to do more than just what is required of me. All right. Well, all my friends are here, so let's get started. I'm going to start early. Yay, it's a good day. Today will be the last day I will be able to post in groups. And that'll be it today. This is it. I'll be able to share to the group, but I will not be able to post in the groups, which is taking about half of my shit away. So, but that's okay. It's all right. We work with it. If you're here, please say hello. As long as you follow the Daily Trudge, you should get a notification. I'm going to focus on that so that we know there's one place to go, and we'll just keep it that way. And I don't really think it's going to change much for you folks. So I don't mind that it affects me. It pisses me off when it affects my audience. So, all right. So today we're going to talk about the spiritual experience. And the neat thing about a spiritual experience is it's yours. It's yours. It's fact. It happened, man. There was a part of me that didn't want a spiritual experience. It felt weak. Okay, as a guy, I thought it was weak. No, you got to take care of yourself. You got to, I can't speak for women. I'm sure that you go through that also, though, where, we're taught that we've got to take care of our own problems, right? Yes, good morning. Yes, I love you too. He's happy because I'm his dad. So, dude, this is hard for you. Okay, we're not doing butts and faces. We're not doing that. Out. Everybody out. Go. They don't listen. They didn't leave. Where's my big book? Clear over there. It was in my running bag. I hope my new big book gets here soon, because this is my I'm gonna wear this out. It's my sponsoring big book. Yeah, I know. It has been a long week. I did a lot this week. It was very emotionally draining. And yesterday I did the minimum. I'm going to tell you that. I did the minimum. Today I'm doing a little more than the minimum. I fed the cats. So there we go. So we're gonna be on page 567 in the big book. Yeah, I was just searching my brain to see if there was anything I wanted to talk about before we got started that would apply, but nothing came to mind. So the terms spiritual experience and spiritual awakening are used many times in this book, which upon careful reading shows that the personality change sufficient to bring about recovery from alcoholism has manifested itself among us in many different forms. There it is. It's individualized. I mean, I can't stress that enough. Why is that important? Because I don't know about you, but I needed something personal. I needed something for Dion. I love you guys and everything, but I kind of needed something with God that was just kind of ours. Right? Okay. Now, does God treat me any different than his children than other children? I have no idea. I have no idea. He doesn't God doesn't fill me in on that. I have no clue. Right? But the neat thing is it can happen in many different forms. It is going to happen the way that it is so supposed to happen. I've seen people with a culmination of different spiritual experiences too. Sometimes somebody will get sober a second time and have a different spiritual experience. It does happen. Sometimes the spiritual experience is very, very small. We don't quite catch it. May we see it later on in life. Right? Yet it is true that our first printing gave many readers the impression that these personality changes or religious experience must be in the nature of sudden and spectacular upheavals. Happily for everyone, this conclusion is erroneous. Yeah. Bill, I've never heard of another one like it. Was sudden, immediate. Guy was 12 stepping within a week. No shit. No shit. Dr. Bob, months. 2.5 years before the obsession was lifted. Okay. I'll tell you what was happening. Okay. You're not going to get away with anything in this life. No, Bob was paying the price for what he did, man. You bet. And he knew that too. He expresses it. Yeah. Okay. Why is this happening to me? Oh, probably because I did a bunch of stupid shit. Okay. We made decisions based on self, which later placed us in a position to be hurt. Period. That's what we did. Now, I do things based on others to place myself in a position for success. Now the opposite is true. Yeah. What do you think I'm doing here? I'm setting my day up for success. This is how I almost always start my day this way, unless I have a prior commitment and I woke up late or something. Okay. So a spiritual experience does not need to be sudden and spectacular. In fact, that would chase off most alcoholics. I was a very reactive person. If God would have given me a burning bush, I probably would have tossed water on it. I would have. In the first few chapters, a number of sudden revolutionary changes are described. Though it was not our intention to create such an impression, many alcoholics have nevertheless concluded that in order To recover, well, they must acquire an immediate and overwhelming God consciousness, followed at once by a vast change in feeling and outlook. Yeah, gosh, that sounds very uncomfortable. No, thank you. No, thank you. I actually prefer the type that I got. Now, I don't always get to decide this. There's some revolutionary changes that I've had that were sudden. They happened. They didn't wait. They happened now. But my attitude and me would change over time. So with Bill, he got his, okay, this is the difference. Bill got his immediately, did the work, went on. Most of us do the work, get the spiritual experience, move on. It's the difference. That's the only difference, is a matter of time. Okay. Why does it happen that way? I have no idea. It's a question and I don't care. It's one of those whys where I'd just be arguing with God. So it doesn't matter. What does it matter? It's happening. Why? If we need a why? Why? Because I can help when no one else can. It's the only why I need. Okay. If that doesn't satisfy you, I don't know what to tell you, because there isn't more. You don't need more than that. Trust me. You're going to find all that you need right here. Among our rapidly growing membership of thousands of alcoholics, such transformations, though frequent, are by no means the rule. Most of our experiences are what the psychologist William James calls the educational variety, because they develop slowly over a period of time. Quite often, friends of the newcomer are aware of the difference long before he is himself. Yep. See? For us, it comes after. That spiritual experience comes from something that we did. It came from action. It came from action. That's what most of us get, right? So, and whenever I see a line like, the newcomer, before the newcomer, tell them, don't. AA is not a secret. Okay. We don't need to be fucking surprised by shit. Give them the information. Hey, you're doing really well. You're about to hit a pink cloud. Okay. Now your pink cloud is going to be awesome. I hope you fucking love it. Okay. Enjoy it, but this too shall pass. So what I want you to do is keep your feet firmly on the ground, so that when it ends, you don't fall on your face and go out and drink. But please enjoy it while you can. Don't diminish a pink cloud on somebody. I hate it when people do that to other people. No, the pink cloud is extremely important. It creates balance in our lives. You need to feel that newness, or you ain't going to stay. Okay? The thing is we know in alcoholics, not because we say, stick around, wait for the miracle to happen. The miracle is a good night's sleep. Because I know that once you get a good night's sleep, the world is going to change immediately. I know it. I've been there. I've watched it. I've seen it. I know this. And if I can help you experience that, then I have you on a hook. At this point, I have ruined your drinking career. Your ass is mine, in a sense. Okay. Now with me, if you're my sponsor or friend, I will take care of you to the day, till my dying day. But I will tell you exactly. Okay. When it comes to my friends, I'm a little different when it comes to my friends. I'm a little nicer. Believe it or not. He finally realizes that he has undergone a profound alteration in his reaction to life, that such things could hardly have been brought about by himself alone. What often takes place in a few months could have seldom been accomplished by years of self-discipline. That's the miracle of Alcoholics Anonymous and some of these other places too, like Smart Recovery, Celebrate Recovery, Well Bright, these other ones, they have the same kind of transformation in them, where it happens quickly. Now, why is this? Because we're taking care of our spiritual malady first. This is why cognitive CBT, if you just use CBT, it will work if the person is willing. But if we throw the X factor in, and the X factor is God, what happens is a catalyst. Okay? I am a catalyst. You are a catalyst. Okay? What that means is we make things happen quicker. How's that for a skill? A skill you didn't even know you had. Well, maybe you did. I knew I had it. I've always called myself a catalyst. If you hang out with me, okay, you're going to get well. You're not going to have a choice. I will either drive you crazy or you're going to get well. I will not tolerate being around bullshit. I won't. I will drive it off. And I won't have to say much. I will do it with my actions. Okay? There's some things that are not tolerated in this house. Name calling is one. We will not, there is no name calling. Okay? That includes yourself. Okay? If you're around here and you call yourself a name, you're going to hear from somebody else in the house. We don't talk like that to ourselves around here. We don't do that. Okay? Don't cut down my husband. Don't cut down my son, my daughter. No. Ain't gonna happen. Okay? And when we do that, when we say that to our children, say, don't, you're more than that. Don't. They're listening. They're gonna give you pushback right then and there. I'm telling you, they're gonna get, oh, shut up, Dad. You don't know what they're talking about. But they're listening. Okay? Now, if you run around and do it, they ain't going to do it. If you call yourself names, do you know what your children are going to do? They're going to call themselves names. They're watching every little fucking move you make. Every little move you make. They will be there. Every little step you take. Yes, I break out into song all the time. All the time. Like all the time. I love singing. What often takes place have been assumed, but with few exceptions, our members find that they have tapped an unsuspecting inner resource which they presently identify with their own conception of a power greater than themselves. What did we just say? You had it all along. You had it all along. The fundamental of idea was of God or a higher power or something bigger than you was in you all along. Oops. Willingness. Yeah, I got it. That's the key to willingness. That's what's cool about willingness. No matter what you say to me, I can tell you, you got it. You don't want to know how? Because you're listening to me. That's how I know. And it's not easy to listen to me. It's not. I don't talk about the weather. I don't talk about, I bring up what other people consider tough subjects, hard subjects. To me, this is just normal. This is how I talk. This is what I do all the time. I love it. I can't get enough of it. Just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Most of us think this awareness of a power greater than ourselves is the essence of a spiritual experience. Our more religious members call it God consciousness. I am not religious, but I do call it God consciousness. Remember earlier I said I was checking to see if there was anything else I needed to say? I was checking in with God. That's what I was doing. I was checking in. Got anything else on you need to bet? No. Okay. Now, if I have to think more than 3-4 seconds, it's no longer God. If it's immediate, then I know it is. But if I have to think on it, you'll hear me say that too sometimes. Nope, I'm going to think too hard. I'm done. That means my connection with God is gone, and I've said everything I need to say. That is God. That is God consciousness to me. I feel God when I speak. I do. I get like this numbness inside. Okay. And most of the time, I don't even know what I'm going to say, what I'm saying, when I'm going to say it. I just don't. I don't prepare for these things. I don't need to. I have God. I probably make a horrible pastor because I don't prepare. I like the all natural. God will bring, I don't determine time. I don't, it happens it happens the way that it's supposed to happen. That's the way I see it. And it leads for a nice life, man. Most emphatically, we wish to say that any alcoholic capable of honestly facing his problems in the light of our experience can recover, provided he does not close his mind to all spiritual concepts. He can only be defeated by an attitude of intolerance or belligerent denial. It's that belligerent denial, man. You do the same, Ingrid. Love you. Have a good Sunday. It's when we say, no, I can't believe in anything. Okay. So let's remember that alcoholics are extremists, and sometimes we need to give it time. So what I do with people that don't want to believe in God is I have a different discussion. See, I'm going to make this as easy for them as I can. Yes, I said it. I'm going to make it as easy. Do you don't want to know? You want to know how hard God made it for me to reach him? Not at all. So I'm going to make, in fact, he brought somebody, put them in front of me. Now it's my turn to do that. To sit down and say, hey, I get it. I say, this is how I always start. I only say God so that I don't confuse everybody else. I don't believe in a Christian God. I just call him that so I don't confuse you. But other than that, I don't know what I would call him. And usually that gets them. Like, what about nature? Like hiking? Yeah. How do you feel about things? See, from here, if I'm not going to use the word God, there's two more that come in very, very handy. Nature. People love nature, man. You'd be surprised how many people find God in nature. Love. But they don't know how to love. Doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter, does it? It's the willingness. Okay? I have one guy who used love. He still uses love. Guess what? He's got a good fucking program. He did the steps. Did not fuck around on his fourth step. He does everything I ask him to do. And he has a great higher power named love. What better higher power? Okay? Now he calls God God. But he does that so he doesn't confuse other people. Isn't that cool? Right? He gets to have his own. Now, earlier I said it's personal. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell on myself. My first higher power was Batman because I was fucking around. Well, if I get to pick my own, I was 18. I still love Batman, by the way. Well, yeah. Right? So, thank you. Yeah, let me throw these up. Higher power, higher self, universe, my substitutes for the word God. Yeah. See, here's the thing. We made up the word God. It's just a human word. So use what you need to, man. That's the thing is people are like, we need to conform. Okay. But we're not telling you what to conform to. That's your decision. That's your decision on what you want to associate yourself with. All right. We find that no one need have difficulty with the spirituality of the program. And I agree with that. Okay. Amber's been saying it lately. It's as hard as you make it in this situation. Okay. Because I know that my higher power made no qualms about me asking for help. There was they didn't, I said, God, I need some help. And she said, whatever, said, okay. That was it. And then the help started. Okay. What was required of me? A little bit of humility. There was a requirement. Sure. I had to ask, didn't I? Okay. But it didn't feel like somebody wanted something from me anymore. Okay. Willingness, honesty, and open mindedness are the essentials of recovery, but these are indispensable. Okay. Okay. The how of the program is probably the most important slogan saying that we have. Honesty, open mindedness, and willingness are the basics of recovery, but they are used for everything. Okay. First, I have to be open minded. No, first I have to be willing. Willingness comes first, then open mindedness, and then honesty. Because once I'm willing and open minded, the honesty will come. It will come if I'm listening. There's a principle which is a bar against all information, which is proof against all arguments, and which cannot fail to keep a man in everlasting ignorance. That principle is contempt prior to investigation. All right. Now, that principle that is contempt prior to investigation isn't just about God. It's life, man. Investigate. Investigate. Do your due diligence. Ask questions. Ask valid questions. Yeah. And if somebody has a problem with your question, come to me. I'll figure it out. If I don't know it, I'll tell you, number one, that I don't know. And then I'll tell you that I will find out. And this is how I'm going to do it. Okay. See, that's the part of what I am. If I don't know, I know somebody that does. I've been around a long time and I know these people. See, life isn't just about knowing everything. It's also about having the people in your life that have other information than you. It's about having people in your life that understand your intentions and where you're going in life. So that when you do muck up and fuck around, because you will, I do, we all do, we're human, they can come along and say, Dion, really? I know this is how my friends do it. Dion, come on, man. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Okay. You know why I'm calling you. Yeah. Okay. And that usually means I didn't run it by somebody. That's what that means. I do that from time to time. I forget. Oh, I've got a great idea. Move along. Don't ask anybody. And guess how it turns out? Not good. Not good. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope you have a great Sunday. I'm at my 3:00 meeting. I may be back after. I don't know. Like I said, I'm doing the bare minimum. I'm tired, man. I'm in a good mood though. So, thank you, everybody, for being here. Ingrid, Michelle, Amber, as always, it's always good to have you three. I love you. Peace out.